Welcome traders, my name is Adam Harris from Trade with Precision and welcome to Vantage's Inside the Charts. So this is for the week commencing Monday the 20th of January. Please be aware that Monday is a public holiday in the US. It's a national holiday, Martin Luther King Day. There is also the swearing in, the inauguration of the new or the next US president. And so just be aware there could be some increased volatility in the early part of the week. That being said, let's go and have a look at what the charts are saying here. So first of all, we're looking here at the dollar index. You can see it's in a relatively healthy, strong uptrend. Prices pull back into the moving averages, actually closing very bullish at the end of last week. This one looking very much as though it wants to take another run at that 110 level. Just want to draw your attention to, though, there has been some bearish divergence building up, and therefore we might get a failure at this point. But for now, the market looking more bearish than bullish. When we move across to euro dollar, we get a very similar thing. We get that bullish divergence. We can see bullish candles starting to show up here, and yet on the close of Friday, the markets are looking particularly bullish just here in terms of the latest price action. So I wouldn't be surprised this week to see price potentially push a little bit lower before possibly having a bit of a rejection. So again, with that extra volatility, we just want to be prepared for that. Comparing that here to cables, so this is the pound against the US dollar. We can see the price pull back into the moving averages, produced a bearish candle. In isolation, this would be a bearish sell-off signal. We've also got that convergence with the MACD, so the pound is looking quite weak at the moment. My expectation for this is to continue lower throughout the week unless there's a surprise from the US dollar. The pound itself looks quite strong. Again, just showing this again with the Australian dollar against the US dollar, you can see that bullish divergence. We're getting higher lows on the MACD, we're getting lower lows on price, some bullish candles coming in here. And so the Australian dollar against the US dollar is attempting to slow down. It's had a good strong run. So we're seeing some mixed signals here with against the US dollar. We're seeing a little bit of exhaustion. It has had a very good run. Dollar yen here as well. We have got some Bank of Japan interest rate announcement this week as well. We might see some possible resistance found at this level. We've broken through a level of support. Prices recovered strong on Friday. What I'm looking for here is to see if we continue the move down, find resistance this coming week, continue down, or if we're back up above this level. Dollar CAD has had an incredibly long run, almost from the lows to the highs here with very little small retracements, almost 1,000 pips, and closed right above the highs on Friday. So this looking particularly bullish as well, but note the bearish divergence, very clear bearish divergence here, meaning traditionally that this particular trend is becoming exhausted. Dollar Swissy looking very strong. So actually, out of most of the majors that I've looked at, GBP looking very weak, Dollar Swissy looking very, very strong. Very little divergence here. So for me, my expectation this week is that Dollar Swissy will continue to push higher. Now, moving on to the global indices, we had an incredibly strong week. All right, so best to look at this from a context of a weekly candle. We've got a strong bullish engulfing candle at a key level of support. So let's just put that in as well, at a key level of support here. And for now, my expectation is the markets will attempt to push higher this week as well. They were due for a bit of a deeper correction. They've had it. They seem to be back with a vengeance. Nice, strong, bullish engulfing candle. We look here at the S&P also showing some nice support there with a very strong, almost bullish engulfing candle. So strong recovery. The overall chart looking very nice and healthy. So let's finish that off here with the NASDAQ as well, pulling back into the moving averages and a very strong bullish candle. Overall, the structure looks relatively decent. A little bit of bearish divergence creeping in here as well, but we're looking at a weekly time frame, and therefore we could be looking at a while before the market does a bit of a deeper correction. Just very quickly moving away from the US, looking at the UK. The UK also had a very strong, this is the FTSE 100, very strong finish for the week. And then you can see here with the DAX, for example, we had a very strong push. So they're all looking very bullish. The DAX not showing much signs of divergence creeping in the shorter term. Medium term, of course, a bit overextended. But so that's quite nice to see the UK and the EU as well showing some really nice strong. So the markets are very bullish at the moment. Then let's have a quick look at crude oil. So crude oil for me is significant from the perspective that we did actually break out this week through that upward sloping trend line. We broke the previous highs. So what I'm looking for here on the daily time frame, I'm going to be looking for pullbacks into the moving averages and expecting a continuation to the upside. So that's quite good. So crude oil there, finishing with a relatively strong finish here. We've got gold really struggling with resistance at 725. However, the latest trend is relatively strong. We've got the 50-20 10 in a nice bullish formation. We've got bullish momentum on the indicator. And so what I'll be looking for this week is another attempt, another run at that level to see if we do manage to break through that. And then finishing off today with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, again, let's go up to that weekly time frame. Very strong bullish engulfing candle. Yes, there may be some resistance where it is at the moment, but I think it's no doubt that the market is very keen. So just to sum up, we have seen a very bullish, strong, bullish response across all the commodities, digital assets as well, the global indices, and of course, we are seeing a strong dollar potential continuation when we look at the majors. So that's really what I'm expecting here. However, I'm seeing a little bit of softening in some areas with some of the major pairs, currency pairs. We'll see if that does come back into play this week, but otherwise, markets are looking nice and bullish. I will leave you with that. Expect some volatility, and let's see how the week ultimately plays out. Thank you very much.